Let's look at our Unit 5 test review homework. This is over all operations. Question 1 says there are 198 adults and 124 children visiting a museum. What is the total number of people visiting the museum? So if we have 198 adults and 124 children, and we are looking for a total, then that means we're going to add to find the total. Adults are people and children are people, so we're going to put them together. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 2 is 12. Okay, we have 322 people visiting the museum. Question 2. Angel's School is having a used book sale. Their goal is to sell 600 books. They sold 240 books last week. This week they have sold 297 books. How many more books does the school need to sell to reach its goal? So I'm going to draw a little strip diagram to represent this to help make sure we understand what's going on here. So their goal is 600 books. So this is the total. But they have sold part of them. They've sold 240 last week, and then this week they sold 297, but we still have a part that they haven't sold. We're trying to find how many more books do they need to sell to reach that goal of 600. Okay, so one way we can solve this is we can see how many books they've sold in all so far. Last week 240 books plus this week's 297 books. 9 plus 4 is 13. So far they've sold 537, but we have not made it to 600 yet. We need to see how many books it is to go from 537 up to 600, so we can subtract to find the difference between those two. I'm going to take this away from our 600 to see what I have left. Can't do 0 minus 7. Go next door. Nobody's home. So I'm going to take 100 away. I'm going to turn it into 10 tens. Now I'm going to take one of my tens and regroup it. Make 10 ones. 10 minus 7 is 3. 9 minus 3 is 6. And 5 minus 5 is nothing. So that means our number for how many they need to sell next week is 63. Question 3. There are 278 people in a movie theater. Of those people, 145 are adults and the rest are children. How many children are in the movie theater? Just to understand this one, I'm going to draw a strip diagram because it works well for this one too. We've got 278 people. But of those people, we've got adults, 145 adults, and the rest are children. But that's what we don't know. We don't know how many children. So if I want to find the number of children, I'm going to take all the people and I'm going to send the adults away. I'm going to take them out of the group, out of the movie theater, and that'll leave me with the children. So 8 minus 5 is 3, 7 minus 4 is 3, and 2 minus 1 is 1. So that means we have 133 children. Question 4. A market has 23 gift baskets of red apples and 35 gift baskets of green apples. If the market sells a total of 29 gift baskets, how many baskets are left? Well, we've got 23 that have red apples and we have 35 that have green. But I just need to know how many baskets they have to start with, red and green together. So we're going to add that. 5 plus 3 is 8 and 3 plus 2 is 5. So altogether they're starting out with 58 baskets. But then they're going to sell 29 of them. So that means we're going to take away 29 to see what we have left. cell 29. 18 minus 9 is 9. 4 minus 2 is 2. That means there are 29 baskets left. Question number 5. Joseph's dog weighs 10 pounds. Shonda's dog weighs 5 times as many pounds as Joseph's dog. Which expression represents the weight of Shonda's dog compared to Joseph's dog? So if Shonda's dog weighs 5 times Joseph's dog, that means 5 times the number we have for Joseph's dog, which is 10. Okay. A little tricky because 10 times 5 really is going to give us, it's going to give us the same product, but technically the way this is worded, we have 5 times the number that's his. So this answer would be what they're looking for on this question, but this is a good answer as well. Let's look at question number 6. Shelley creates the number pattern shown below. Which rule best describes her pattern? So we have 24, then 30, 36, 42, 48. My numbers are getting bigger, so I know I'm adding. And if I go up from 24 up to 30, I have to add 6. Make sure that works. 30 plus 6 is 36. Yep. 36 plus 6 is 42. 42 plus 6 is 48. So 48 plus 6, oh, we don't even have to get the next number. We are adding 6. But if we wanted to know the next number, it would be 54. Okay, let's look at number 7. What is the next number in the pattern shown below? Another pattern. 58, 54, 50, 46, 42. Now my numbers are getting smaller, so I am subtracting. And to go from 58 to 54, I have to subtract 4. From 54 to 50, minus 4. Minus 4. 46 minus 4 is 42. So 42 minus 4 will be 38. And question 8. Paula has 21 shells she collected at the beach. She shares them equally with herself and 2 friends. Then she gives 3 shells to her mother. How many shells does Paula have left? So we start with 21 shells, and then she shares them equally with herself and 2 friends. So we're starting with 21 and sharing them between Paula and 2 friends. So that's 3 people. 21 shells divided between 3 people. And 21 divided by 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. It's 7. So 7 times 3 is 21. 21 divided by 3 equals 7. But we're not finished. Then she gives 3 shells to her mother. So Paula has 7 shells, but she's going to give 3 of her shells to her mother. 7 minus 3 would be 4. Okay. Question 9 says to describe the pattern and fill in the missing numbers. Okay. Going across here, I see a pattern of multiplication because I can multiply 2 times 7 equals 14, and 4 times 7 equals 28, and 6 times 7 equals 42. It's a little harder to have to see the pattern going this way because we have these holes in the middle. So we definitely want to look for the pattern going this way. So I'm going to describe this pattern as multiplying by 7. So if I fill these in, 3 times 7 is 21, and 5 times 7 is 35. Now if you look at the pattern going this way, and they are, because these numbers go in order 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then we are just counting by 7s each time. So we're adding 7. So you could also describe this pattern if you look at the numbers this way as adding 7 each time, because that's what multiplication is adding the same amount over and over. Okay. And number 10, b times 4 equals 32. So what can I multiply times 4 to get 32? Let's count by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. We get 8. So b equals 8. And then m divided by 3 equals 7. I can use a fact family here, and I can multiply these two numbers to give me my number here. 7 times 3. 7, 14, 21. Okay, so it is 21. 21 divided by 3 equals 7.